What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. Sonny and Brad were both pissing me off today to the extreme max. Like two idiots. But I'll get on that in a minute. Listen, I'm super happy that Jocelyn spoke with Michael today. I'm happy she needed that conversation because Jocelyn is giving me a headache. And listen, I'm not trying to be mean or anything because I totally understand that the grief process doesn't just go away. You're always going to grieve. You know what I'm saying? And Oscar was really her first, like, real little boyfriend and stuff like that. So I get it. I'm sympathetic towards that. But life moves on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're always going to grieve. You know what I'm saying? But you're young. You're only 15, 16 years old. You're going to meet new guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, life doesn't stop for you. It ain't like you're 60, 70 years old and you lost the love of your life who's been a part of your life for 40, 50 years. I'm just saying, life is going to go on. You're going to meet new people. You still have to experience a lot of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still has a whole life ahead of her. You know? Like, you're always going to think about Oscar. You're always going to grieve him. You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't go away. But you still have to live your damn life. Like, I'm just getting sick and tired of her cutting class and listening to her grieve about Oscar every 5 seconds. It's like, calm down. Yes, it's sad that he passed away. His life was cut short. But you still have a long life ahead of you. And Oscar was the type of person that would have wanted her to live that life. So live your life. Like, yeah, you're still going to cry here and there about him and talk about him here and there, but you still need to live and you need to move on. I'm glad she sat there and spoke to Michael about it. Michael is under the impression that his son is dead. You don't see him curled up in a ball crying about Jonah. Oh, I missed Jonah. Oh, no, he still grieves for Jonah. You know what I'm saying? He still thinks about his son and what could have been and what his son would have been like when he was older. You know, birthdays, midnight, late night feedings, you know, what he would have been like in school. Of course, Michael thinks about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. I mean, I know there's a difference, but like I said, he thinks his son is dead. You know, the only difference is his son is coming back to him. Oscar ain't coming back. I get that. But for right now, he thinks his son is dead. So he's grieving every day. He's even going to grief counseling. Like, he's doing something about it, and he's still living his life. He even moved on romantically. He's still the CEO of a company. Business is thriving. You know, he's still living his best life while still grieving. You know, he's not allowing the death of his son to cripple him. You know what I mean? Look at Sonny and Carly. They lost a son. You know, a son that they raised to adulthood. And guess what? Yeah, they grieved. They're still grieving, but they moved on. Look at Maxie. Lost a husband. Life moves on. You see what I'm saying? Like, they all are moving on. You know, that doesn't mean they forgot the one that they lost. Of course not. Of course not. You never do. But you still got to live. And that's what Jocelyn needs to understand. And if she, you know, when Michael brought up the whole grief counseling stuff, she didn't want to hear it because she thought that he was trying to get her to go to a meeting or something. Maybe you should. Maybe you should. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy, grief counseling. There is nothing wrong with that stuff. That stuff is very therapeutic, and it helps you because you get to talk to people or someone who doesn't know you. You know what I mean? So they're more objective. You know what I mean? That could be the best solution for you. You know, so I don't know why she's sitting there balking at the idea of it. Like, calm down. You might want to think about it at the very least. You know, everybody in your family is bending over backwards to help you. You got to want the help. You know, can't keep cutting class and, oh, I don't want to go to school because Oscar isn't there. Yeah, well, this isn't Burger King. You can't have everything your way. Get over it. Go to school. Get an education. And move on with your life the way that your boyfriend would have wanted you to. He wouldn't want you sitting around crying about him every 5 seconds. Of course not. Move on. So anyway, moving on from that. The claws were about to come out between Elizabeth and Kim. I try to be on a, you know, y'all already know my history with Elizabeth, with the character of Elizabeth. for the longest time, I couldn't stand Elizabeth because of her shenanigans. But I understand where she's coming from in this instant, but at the same time, I still can't show too much sympathy for her because look at the shit that she pulled back in the day when it came to men and getting what she wanted. So for her to sit there and blast Kim and tell Kim, oh, stay away from my husband and da-da-da-da-da. Look, Elizabeth, you the last person should be telling somebody to stay away from your man because you've been around plenty of men who were not yours and you were trying to get with them. I'm just saying, you done pulled your shenanigans over the years. So don't be hypocritical. But you know what? I can't even say that she being hypocritical. Well, she is being hypocritical, but a lot of people on this show are hypocrites. Hell, we as humans in life are probably hypocrites. God knows. We done said something and did something different. It is what it is. But the claws were coming out with her. You know, she sympathized with Kim, but at the same time, she let her know, stay away from her husband. Like, she was not playing. She was like, because, yeah, Franco thinks that he's Drew, but stop reinforcing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all Kim is doing at this point. You're reinforcing it. But like I said, it's not Franco that she's in love with. It's the memories of Drew, the pre-2012 memories. You know what I'm saying? It's those back in the day feelings. That's what got her drawn to him. You know what I mean? She's in love with the idea of the old Drew, not the person whose body it's on. You know, I feel bad for Kim. You know, I seen some comments, people trying to say, well, you know, you got to feel bad for Kim. Don't think that I don't. I sympathize with her. I definitely do. But she knows right from wrong. I know that she hasn't been in the greatest mindset lately because of the death of her son. So I gave her a pass for that. But she has made it clear that she knows that this is Franco. She knows that he's married. She knows that he's not really Drew. So stop reinforcing it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get mad when Monica was doing it. You know, she was kind of reinforcing it too. I'm like, stop reinforcing that. Like, you got to stop doing that. Like, I understand especially in Monica's case, like, I get it. You want to know how Drew was back in the day. I get it, but stop reinforcing it. He's not Drew because you're making it worse when you do that. Stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. But Elizabeth wasn't playing. And she immediately called Scott. She was like, look, we need to make moves. We need to get Franco committed now because Kim is starting to become a problem. Like, Elizabeth is making her moves. And I'm not mad at it. Like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, Liz is not about to lose her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't going down without a fight. It ain't happening. She like, nope, she will do whatever she got to do. Climb whatever mountain she got to climb. Make whatever call she got to. Hey. All in the name of love. That's all it is. And I definitely felt bad for Kim when Franco was telling her about what happened to Drew. Like, his plane going down, like it's just more loss. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt bad for Monica. Like, Monica looked like she just couldn't think straight when Jason told her that Drew's plane went down and they can't find a body. Monica was like, look, I need to call the WSB. I need to find out what's going on with my son. I need to figure this out. Because you're not about, like, she just had that look on her face and her tone of voice. She was just like, you ain't about to sit here and tell me I done lost another child. She was like, no, I'm not going through this again. She said, nope. Because, the mama bear in Monica was coming out. She was, Jason was like, oh, let me drive you to the hospital and stuff. She was like, nope, I'm going to drive my damn self. Hey, Monica wasn't having it. She just did not want to talk to nobody at that moment. Unless you were a WSB agent, she didn't want to talk to you. But at least Jason gave Franco a heads up and let him know, like, look, all this stuff going down with Drew and Andre, just watch your back because you don't know who playing and what. Whoop-de-whoop, just watch your back. So, Peter. So, Peter, at this point, Peter's trying to do damage control. He's pissed because whoever he hired, his people, his goons or whatever, they didn't fully get the job done. They got part of the job done. Part of that job was to kind of, eliminate Drew. Isolate Drew, get rid of Drew, make sure there's no body. But they failed on the second part of the job, which was make sure Andre Maddox died and he didn't return to Port Charles. Because the last thing he needs is for Franco to get his memories back. And, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need, Andre to get either sharpen Franco's memories, because he don't need Franco remembering the part that Peter played in this, because obviously Peter played a much bigger role than what we know. We only know certain aspects of it. So clearly there's things that, Peter is worried about Drew remembering him. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to cover his tracks at this point. Peter, your secret is coming out one way or another. So you can cover your ass all you want to. It ain't going to do you no good. You could spend whatever money, hire whatever goons. It ain't going to do you no good. Somebody going to figure something out. It ain't going to take nothing. So then we get this little boy, that saved him when Obrecht had him all shackled up and stuff like that. And, when they was doing their little misery stuff. The little boy Wyatt. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did not care one iota for that scene with Peter and Wyatt. He got to get his tonsils taken out or whatever he doing. I really didn't care for that scene. I really didn't. Because all it was for them to kind of prop Peter and, Maxie, of course, walked in on him giving the little boy advice and, helping him get through his fear and stuff over the surgery. Basically it was a scene to make Peter look good in Maxie's eyes. I just can't wait for the truth to come out. Because, when the truth come out, Maxie gonna drop him like a bad habit. She gonna drop him like he was yesterday's trash. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and I hope so. Peter, your days are numbered. One way or another, now that you know Jason, he don't know Jason's involved now, but trust me, now that Jason's involved, the truth gonna come out, because Jason ain't gonna stop at nothing until you find out. So, your days are numbered. So anyway, moving on from that, Sonny. Sonny was pissing me off like no other day. Just irritating me. He was really not trying to listen to nothing Carly was trying to tell him. Like, he just didn't want to hear nothing. Then he tried to sit there and make it seem like Carly got it out for Dev. And then he said he called her selfish. I said, are you serious? Selfish? Carly has been anything but selfish in this situation. She has bent over backwards to make Dev feel welcomed. You know what I'm saying? She barely know this boy and she allowed him to move into their house. Allowed him around her child. And she don't even know him. How is that selfish? Do you not know the stuff that she's dealing with? She's trying to help her daughter grieve. She has a pregnancy. She's pregnant with a child that may have spina bifida, which is a serious birth defect, serious condition. She's dealing with all that. Plus, she's the co-owner of a hotel. Plus, she's still grieving for her dead son. She has a lot on her plate. And for you to sit there and call her selfish, if anything, Sonny's the selfish one. Because it's like you're not trying to listen to nothing that this woman is saying. All she's saying is that she's not, she's putting her daughter ahead of this boy who's not related to her. That's all she's doing. She was putting her child first. Her daughter's grieving. She doesn't want her daughter to sit there and have to lie to her father. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a choice but to respect that. She's trying to put her kid first. And she's not wavering on that. She told Sonny flat out, you're going to have to come up with another solution. At least she's trying to find solutions. She's not sitting there telling you to throw the boy out on the street. She's not telling you, send him back to Turkey where he could possibly die. She's not telling you that. She's coming up with other alternatives. How is that selfish? Then he going to sit there and throw her one night stand with Jax in her face. I said, are you serious? What does her sleeping with Jax have to do with anything? And I'm glad Carly threw the Martina thing in his face. The fact that he slept with her divorce attorney. Like, tit for tat. Like, what the hell is wrong with him? It's like he doesn't want to listen to nothing she has to say. And I agree with Carly because she was being realistic. She was like, first, you bring this boy here, and he was supposed to just stay for the summer. Then you enroll him in school, gave him a whole new identity. Now you're talking about adopting him? It's like every time she turns around, the lie is getting bigger and bigger. It's like every time she turns around, Sonny got something new to add on to the plate. Like, the plate is full. And you're adding more and more food to it. That's all you're doing. And I don't blame Carly for shutting it down now. It's already out of control. And it's only going to get worse from here. And she's trying to nip that in the bud before that happens. Y'all are looking at prison time. If anybody finds out about this and they decide to snitch, y'all looking at serious prison. Sonny don't understand that. It's like, why do you not want to listen to what she's trying to say? All his excuse is, well, Dev saved my life. Yeah, that excuse was working in the beginning, but it's not working now. You know what I'm saying? For somebody who claimed he didn't want any more children, you sure are hell bent on adding more to the Corinthos crew. Like, are you serious? I was totally on Carly's side today. Totally. Sonny was just acting like a straight up douchebag. It was basically about what he wanted. She was coming up with alternatives to help this kid. Let me tell you something. I can understand that Sonny feels he feels indebted to this boy because he saved his life, Dante's life. I get it. Why not ship him off to boarding school? Let him live with Max or Milo. You know what I mean? Or get him his own place or something. Even though he's too young right now, but still, there's ways of helping him. Even Jason told him that. You don't have to have him living in your house. You damn sure ain't got to adopt him. Like, you're just doing way too much. And he don't want to listen to nothing nobody has to say. See, that's one of the biggest problems with Sonny. He gets not only himself, but he pulls everybody into these impossible situations. And he expects people like Jason and Diane to clean up the mess. That's all he's doing right now. He's creating a big mess. And when the shit go down and shit hit the fan, he gonna look to Jason and Diane and Carly to fix it again. That's all he does. He's like a big child. Oh, let me make this mess. Let me throw all this mess on the floor. Jason, Diane, and Carly, they'll come and clean it up for me. Damn the consequences for them. You know what I'm saying? You're pulling them into this mess. Are you serious? Like, how much of a selfish grown child can you be? Like, damn. Think sometime. How are you a mob boss and lasted this long, but you don't use common sense? Damn. All everybody trying to tell you is some logic and you don't want to hear it because he's a selfish fool. He's the selfish one. You sitting there calling Carly selfish. I'm like, no, you need to look in the mirror because you're the selfish. That's what it boils down to. You're selfish. And he needs to realize it. But of course he won't. He's still going to walk around like a man-child, thumping his chest like he's God Almighty. You know, like, Sonny my dude sometimes, but it's episodes like this where he just irritate me because he don't want to listen. And now, on to Brad, the other dumbass of the episode. Brad was getting on my nerves. Like, he came up with so many excuses as to why he took Nell and Michael's son. I love how Julian just wasn't trying to hear it. Julian was like, look, you're a fool. Nell played you. And that's exactly what happened. Nell played his ass. You was nothing but a pawn to her. He said, I'm talking about, well, if Michael raised the baby or whatever, then the baby would have been kidnapped and whoop-de-woo and, being a part of the Corinthos, all those kids have been kidnapped. What are you talking about? Yeah, that may be true, but all of Sonny's kids were kidnapped. Rocco hasn't been touched because of Sonny. Rocco hasn't been touched. And Rocco been around for what, 5-6 years? 5 years now he been around? He ain't been touched because of Sonny's business. And Michael would protect his child. Everybody know this. You know how Michael is. He would protect that child from here to kingdom come. And we know that. You had no right. Brad had no right to play God. And he was such a naive fool. And I'm glad Julian told him. He said, you were naive. You were dumb. You know, you fell into Nell's trap because Nell did that to keep the baby away from Michael as a revenge plot. And you fell for it. She set your ass up. And you were too stupid to see it. Because you were so desperate thinking about your own little selfish game. And then he's sitting there talking about, he trying to guilt trip Julian. That's all he trying to do. To keep the secret. Talking about, oh, don't blow up Lucas's life. If you tell, it'll destroy Lucas. Shut up. Shut up. You're destroying Lucas by running your mouth and doing what you're doing. That's what's destroying him. Julian would be a fool to continue to keep this secret. Then Brad trying to sit there and act like a little thug. Oh, you need to kill Obrecht. And you know what pisses me off even more about Brad? Every time he see Julian, he keeps saying, oh, we have a problem. No, you have a problem. When did you start speaking French? What are you talking about, we? You created this. It ain't Julian's problem. It's your problem, bruh. Like, he's sitting there trying to act like a tough guy. Oh, well, you need to kill Obrecht. Brad, sit your little squirmy, little sneaky, little devilish ass down, you fake thug. Sit down somewhere. Who are you to sit there and try to call a hit? Go sit down somewhere. The hell do you think you are? Brad is getting on my nerves every 5 seconds of this show. I swear to God. Every time I see him, I just want to beat the hell out of him. But I will say, Perry Shin is an amazing actor for this. I will say that. Because I ain't never in my life probably disliked a character as much as I dislike Brad. So kudos to Perry Shin. I will say that. He's doing a good job. Because his character is just pissing me off. like to the max. Like he's just irritating me at every turn. Julian, please just tell the truth and get out of this mess, because this is a sinking ship at this point, and you're going down with the ship. Don't go down with the ship. That is Brad. Don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. You are going to lose everything that you worked so hard to build. Getting your kids back in your life, your grandkids, you're going to lose it all. Don't do it. Don't listen to this little fool. I'm telling you now, hell hath no fury. Like a Corinthos scorned, I'm telling you. You get involved in this mess, it's going to be bloodshed. Don't you dare. I'm just saying, like, don't do it to yourself, bro. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I'm just saying, do not let Brad take you down to that slippery slip of hell with him, because that's where he going. Straight to hell. Don't do it. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I will see you all later. Peace.